What's up, family? Welcome back to another episode of the Dag Life Podcast here at the D Nagler Group in San Diego, where we talk about everything real estate related and beyond. Today's very special guest, one of our newer agents on the team, but no stranger to real estate, one of our up-and-comers here at DAG, Mr. Gabe Ortiz. What's going on, bro?
Not much, man. How are you?
Excited to have you, man.
Oh, heck yeah. Oh, heck yeah.
Super stoked. I appreciate you jumping on as quickly as you did, just still being fresh with the team. So talk to me about your early on feelings about DAG so far.
So far, team aspect, I'm loving it, honestly. Yeah. Everyone's been so welcoming, and, there's always the people can have a chip, no matter what. Especially rolling in, it's like, oh, you got your first escrow of the week, and people are like, fuck this dude, people get upset, so, but everyone's been super supportive so far, so cool. I'm pumped on it.
Cool, I'm happy to hear that, man. In terms of for your real estate journey so far, you've been in real estate for a little bit, so talk to us a little bit about, how long you've been in real estate, what got you into real estate, and what were you doing prior?
So I got into real estate in 2017, got my license. I was a mechanic prior for 7 or 8 years. I loved that, but then my partner at the time, saw my body breaking down. Then I'm looking at these older dudes that I work with. They're all alcoholics and divorced, and I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to run that, I'm
not trying to live that life.
Exactly. Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I'm thinking about doing something else, and then she manipulated it, towards me, and was like, I'm gonna get my real estate license for fun, because she's a super successful hairstylist. To this day, so she's absolutely amazing. But so she's like, I'm gonna get my license, or my real estate license. We went to dinner with a friend who was an agent, and he's like, this isn't something you do part time. This is something you have to really devote your 100%. Life to ultimately, So then she was like, well, why don't you try it? We'll do it together. So all right. So I started taking the classes, eventually got my license. She eventually backed out, kind of thing. And then I got hooked up with a super sick group of dudes in the Palm Springs area, cut properties. So the broker, he did a lot of, he builds mid-century modern homes. Okay. And then I did commercial, and then my team leader, he did a lot of the residential stuff. So it was kind of a
little bit of everything.
Yeah, and they just threw me in the deep end. They're like, sink or swim, dude, figure it out.
Figure it out.
So, yeah.
Dude, I love that. And I think getting thrown into the fire is how you get better at life.
Yeah, it was, I had a friend who was like, I want to buy a house. I was 3 weeks with a license. Mm-hmm. And my team leader, he was like, I'm going to Hawaii for 10 days. So I'm frozen, but it was into that fire, right? Show her house, found that her and her husband, the house they wanted, put it in escrow, closed it in 30 days, it was just figured out all the contracts and everything.
First deal within 45 days.
First deal, just quick like that, yeah.
And I think we can agree that shit normally does not happen.
That's what they were stressing me. They're like, dude, this isn't normal, because I was also doing an open house, and dude came in, wanted to buy the house, and had to list his house. So it was 60 days. I had a listing, 2 escrows.
Talk about beginner's luck, bro.
It was a lot. It was a lot to come on, but it was you got to just roll with it, right? Yeah. And then he's like, all right, I'll see you. So I'm calling him at 7 a.m. in Hawaii. I'm like, dude, I'm stressed out of my mind right now. What am I doing?
That's funny, dude. Well, it's obviously worked out for you, right? It's been a journey, which we'll get into. So, are you originally from Palm Springs? What's going on there? Or you're from San Diego?
I was born in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
We moved to the Palm Springs area. My mom's from there. I think my dad was from there too. He might have been born in Texas. I'm not sure. But we moved back when I was 3, and then I grew up there. Okay. We did the whole COVID move, 2020, December 2020 out here. So something me and my partner were talking about at the time. When we first started dating, she tried to move to Encinitas, and I was like, I'm 25, and do not know what I'm gonna do in my life. I can't make this move, Because she was already had a successful career. So
right.
let's take a step back. 2016, I had my first son. And then she was in a really volatile work environment. My real estate was picking up. Obviously, everyone's was, and during COVID, dude, you could throw rock and sell houses. It's nuts.
Yeah, all the freaking Starbucks baristas and hospitality people, bartenders, and bottle servers I got in that are now no longer in the industry. Yeah. Obviously, pretty telling,
dude. Yeah, so I was like, cool, you wanted to move to San Diego. Weston was my oldest. I was like, he's gonna start school next year. Let's make the move now, so that then, when he starts school, he starts at the school he's going to stay at ultimately, or at least in the area, so that, lifelong friends kind of thing,
For sure.
Because, growing up in the desert, like I know everyone because it's like, oh, I went to kindergarten with this person.
Small town vibes.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I'm learning that it's so much so that way in North County as well. Um, so I mean, so now both my boys are in school in North County, and they love it, dude.
Love that.
There's so much more to do there
Yeah.
too, than the desert. But
For sure. It's an exciting journey, man. I love being able to talk about different conversations and different walks of life and different journeys because everyone has their own journey, but it suits them and fits them, and it's what made them who they are.
Yeah.
So in terms of like where you're at in your real estate career now, like was this something that you thought would come to fruition? Like how did you see it playing out when you got in back in 2016?
I honestly had no idea, but my father-in-law would always tell me that actually that entire side of the family would always say that I know no stranger. So like whenever we were doing like a home improvement project or something he's helped me out on, I go to Home Depot and that guy's like, can I help you with anything? Because my father-in-law is very much so like, I know more than you. Have you seen Parks and Rec when Ron says that? I know more than you, son.
Oh, we all know those people.
That's him.
Yeah, okay.
But me, I'm like, oh yeah, I need this and this and this, and he's like, we were in and out in like 5 minutes where he would like, be so much more like in depth with everything. So I've always been a people person. I've always like fed off other people's energy, and just kind of like love talking to people.
Right.
And I mean, I'm like, I don't know what it is about me, but I feel like people feel like that's easy to talk to me.
It certainly is, 100%.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm just like very personable. I mean, obviously, in my days to recharge, but it's like that part of me that just like grows.
It's just natural.
And yeah,
it's natural and innate, and I think, and it's something that I talk about with the people I train on Thursdays for the smaller role plays. You need to find what your superpower is.
Yeah.
Everyone needs to find their superpower, and personally, I think mine is my ability to grow and cultivate relationships is second to none in my opinion, just because I know that that's what I'm naturally good at in terms of just like you are. But I also think the other superpower I have is my judgment of people's character.
Yeah.
Like I can tell within a good 3 to 5 minutes of meeting someone if one, they're a good person or a bad person to know or kind of befriend, and if there's going to be a good relationship that can be cultivated from that. So I think when you have those kind of superpowers, and especially when you're a personal person, it's very important to have that superpower so that you know what direction to go with certain people. So obviously it's paid out well for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still here, right? So I'm still alive and kicking. So I'm like, dude, like that's,
Excited, dude. And obviously you've been on the team for a little over a month, like almost 2 months now, right?
Yeah, I just got my reel thing that I've been on the team, or I've been on reel for 1 month.
Yeah,
like,
I love
as of the other day.
Dude, that's amazing. And we're super stoked to have you, right? Obviously, we've been excited to get you on board. And just obviously within 30 days, you already have your first escrow. So it's super exciting to see. But you're also gelling with the team so innately. Like it's very easy for you because of your personality. And obviously because of how we portray ourselves here. When you decided to make a transition from where you originally were, coming back into like obviously joining a different team, what was it that drew you to DAG in the first place that made you say, okay, this is home, this is family, this is where I want to be?
I actually interviewed with the brand team in Carlsbad because I was like, oh, I'm going to be closer. But then what happened was they introduced me to Reel. And then when I was like, Reel's sick. Like I was on another team on Compass. Like Compass's portal is absolutely amazing. Like they're all that stuff. But then when I didn't like, I don't know, I guess I didn't like mesh well with the brand team.
Okay.
Not my vibe, I guess. I don't know.
Everyone's got their own thing, right? There's certain people that we speak with sometimes about the team, and we're just not their vibe.
Yeah. And then so what I was looking for was Reel, and then I like went on Indeed or something and like searched Real Broker, and you guys popped up, and I was like, oh, sick. And then weirdly enough, I did a deal with Ball and Allie, in like December, and I remembered that she was saying that she worked for DAG, and I was like, oh crap. And then when I came and met Gil, she was here, and I was like, oh my gosh, it is. And like I was like so pumped,
So I remember we had that initial phone call, and then we set up time to get you in here ASAP to meet with Gil.
Yeah.
And then obviously one thing led to another.
Yeah, and then she was here, and I was like, oh no way, like it was, it is this team. So I was like sick, like that's what made my mind up.
Cool.
Because she couldn't, say enough good stuff about like the team and everything like that. And I'm
fucking better.
Learning it. I'm learning it firsthand now, dude. It's sick.
Yeah, I think again, right? Something I say a lot, especially speaking with people in the other chair, is I'm super biased, and I'll proclaim that all day long because DAG is all I know since I've been in real estate. Yeah. And I think everyone has a certain thing of what they're looking for. For me, this is family. For me, it's family. It's I look at Dean and Aphrodite as people that are older brother, bigger sister. people that I can go to for like personal life problems as well, not just real estate related. And I think everyone has different things that they look for. And for me, it's just a contribution and the collaboration and the effort as like a family tie. So super exciting to hear. I'm excited to kind of see where your journey goes with the team.
Heck yeah, I'm pumped.
And in terms of like your real estate path moving forward, right? What is something that you're super excited about this year?
Honestly, just getting back into it. I mean, I'm very much so the guy that will put myself last for family or whatever need be. And I'm excited to only have myself to really like pump myself up and hold myself accountable kind of thing.
Love that.
And not run off anybody else's schedule, honestly. So I'm like, the sky's the limit for me, honestly. Like if I don't have my boys, then I'm working.
Yeah.
And
Love
it's
that.
like,
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's like just that hustle, right? The hustle mentality of like, I got this. Like it's all on me now.
Yep.
Like let's go.
For
Sink or
sure.
swim.
I'm with you, and I think I used to be that guy too. I used to be the nice guy. And I have this thing where I talk about the difference between a nice guy and a good man. The nice guy gets walked all over, gets taken advantage of. The good man is a good person, but doesn't take any shit.
Yeah.
And there's no like victim mentality or any kind of villain mentality. It's more so just I control my life. Myself comes first because I can't fill up any other cups if mine's not full.
Yeah.
And so obviously, like for me, my path over the last couple of years, just kind of been on that path as well. And I'm to a mental, emotional, physical place now where and financially, where life is just tenfold of what it was, right? So obviously everyone has their own path and journey. And getting into real estate, now going on 8 years now for you, and kind of from where you were, the journey you've had, where you are now, and kind of what you're looking forward to doing in terms of controlling the narrative moving forward.
Yeah.
What has been the biggest lesson that you've learned in real estate?
Oh, dude, there's so many lessons.
The one thing where you're like, fuck, that changed my trajectory in real estate.
Honestly, like just not taking anything personal. Like I learned from an old team lead that I was that dude that never wanted to make calls because I didn't want to bother people.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be fucking annoying. Nobody wants to be annoying, dude. But he switched. He told me one day, he was like, always come from a place of, dude, I'm just trying to help. Like,
courtesy.
and that resonates to anybody. It resonates to me because I'm like the most. Like
try to help everyone.
I just want to help everyone.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you need an ear, dude. You need a shoulder to cry on. Like, I'm right there. Let's go.
Yeah.
So I'm like, when he said that, I would just completely flipped my narrative in my mind of like, you're not annoying, dude. Like, you're literally. This person reached out first of all. I'm not just like cold calling random numbers. Like, it's like they reached out for a reason. I'm reaching out now with an intention to help.
Right.
So.
And that's just your nature, right? To help people, and obviously your ability to grow relationships and kind of cultivate that experience. And I think, for me, one of the biggest things that I take away because I come from hospitality is real estate's not sales.
Yeah.
It's a part of it, but it's not sales. It's relationship building business.
Exactly.
And I think when you're able to dissect it too and understand that real estate's about relationships, people the people you meet, the relationships you grow, that's going to help people be successful in real estate.
Yeah.
And it's easiest for people like ourselves, like most of the people on our team, that it is in their wheelhouse to cultivate those relationships.
Yeah, and that's what we feed off. That's what I feed off of, honestly. Is like, dude, like, let's go get you a house. I'm so excited for you, like this is, and I'm going to do everything within my power to make this an enjoyable experience, plus, like, just be so amped for people, It's like, dude, it's a huge investment, right? But it's like, at the end of the day, who represents you matters. It's like, dude, like, you find the right agent, you mesh with somebody, it's just like,
for sure,
the sky's the limit.
And it doesn't end there, right? It's for me, it's lifelong relationships.
Oh,
that's kind of where it goes. So, where you're at now, and if, sorry, I lost track of what I was saying. Now I know where I'm going. Cool. So with everything that you've learned, right, going on almost a decade in real estate and where you're at now, what would you say was the hardest transition, either of late or during COVID or with real estate? What was the hardest thing for you to kind of grasp?
Dude, it was when we moved here, because I was obviously, in office every day during COVID in the desert still.
Mm-hmm.
When we moved here, I actually signed up with Redfin for 18 months, and they were very much so like very corporate. Hands off, like, do not touch anybody, do not, wear a mask every showing. So I didn't meet anybody that I worked with like the whole 18 months for probably a year.
Jesus.
I didn't meet anybody. So it's like going from where I knew every single person on the planet that in my small little world to moving to Carlsbad and being stuck at home, working and, taking my kids to school, dropping them off, doing the whole dad like Mr. Mom thing, plus running a business, like it took me down notches. You know, it was like
It's
I
a
was
tough
alone.
transition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was ultimately alone. Then my partner would come home and she would be exhausted, and I'm like, cool, like, we were just running it, and I actually found myself in like a depression for the first time in my life.
Yeah.
Um,
It's tough.
yeah, and it kind of took me a little while. She was kind of like sat me down and was like, you need to get out of this, or like we're gonna need to figure something else out. So I was like, all right, like, and so I stopped work. I quit Redfin. I went to Compass and like was able to work and meet more people and just go be out more kind of thing. I got really involved in the gym that we were going to, and just that helped me. So, dude, do one hard thing every day, right?
And your
That's
fucking
what
life
they
gets
say.
1% better every
Dude,
day.
and it's insane, right? And it's like I lost a bunch of weight, and now I look like a beanpole because I.
Nah, dude, you look fucking great. You look great.
But yeah. So I mean, it was working out and then getting out of that mindset of like, you may not know anybody here, but like, I can meet anybody anytime I go out.
Almost a victim mentality.
Oh yeah, almost like I didn't move here for myself kind of thing. But it was really, at the end of the day, it was me saying like, let's do this.
And it was one of those things where what we talked about earlier was sink or swim.
Yeah.
It's all on you. You need to figure it the fuck out, and you figure it out, and I couldn't be more stoked for you.
Yeah. So I mean, it's I'm on the other end of it now, and it's like, dude, it's you. I look back, and it's like, obviously, we have the waves we live in.
Of course.
But now I'm just like, dude, the sky's the limit.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I love it,
go,
man. It's a breath of fresh air. I think it's exciting, and I think mindset and mentality is kind of the ultimate thing that'll make or break people.
Yeah.
And I was in a very depressed state about 2 years ago. Very personal things went on in my life too, so I get it. I understand what that's like. I think most people can understand what that's like, and it takes a very strong person to get out of that.
Yeah.
And it takes a very even stronger person to get out of that when they don't have that support. That's someone that's pulling them out, because you don't want to be the person that said, I got here because of this person. You want to be able to tell yourself, like, I did this, I was able to get there.
Yeah.
And it certainly seems like that's the case, especially with having the home life and stuff to kind of manage and go through as well. Life happens.
Yeah.
Shit happens all the time. Things go south. Life changes in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
If you can look back at 18-year-old Gabe, give him one piece of advice, whether it's about life or what to expect or be prepared for, right? Knowing what you've been through, knowing where you're at now, what would that be?
I would probably like run on like the self-love, like you're worth it kind of mindset with him. Not an easy upbringing, honestly, but I mean, we fight through it. We live, we learn. I was very like, anarchy, like just didn't know what was going to happen the next day kind of thing, just partying a lot, fighting stuff, dumb stuff. And so yeah, I feel like I'd probably just grab him and be like, dude, like you're worth it, like try.
Yeah.
Just fucking try. That's all you have to do, because once you start trying, you're gonna realize what you're worth, kind of thing,
I love that.
And then when I finally started trying, it's like
wow, this is here all
self-love.
along.
Yeah, it's like, dude, like I've been this capable all along. It's like, dude, like.
And dude, sometimes it's funny. I was having a conversation with someone earlier. Sometimes it takes us going through those life experiences, those rebel moments, those anarchy moments, to really feel the pain and anger and angst and understand, like, okay, this is not the path I want to go down.
Yeah.
I was there.
Yeah.
I was a fucking degenerate alcoholic at 22 years old. I was 5'2", 177 pounds, 25% body fat, and I was fucking miserable.
Yeah.
Hated my life, hated myself, and fitness just changed the game for me.
Yeah.
It completely changed my life and made me want to wake up and work on everything and anything every single day. And it helped me realize that if I can put my effort into something that strong and achieve those results, I can put that same amount of effort, if not more, into anything I want to do and achieve even greater results.
Yeah.
And it seems like you found that thing that was helping you achieve the results you wanted. And sometimes it takes going through those hard upbringings to really get there.
Yeah, it was that. And then, I mean, I lost a really dear friend, I think when I was 23 or 24. I can't remember how old I was. But then right after that, I met my ex. And it was like, she helped me through a lot of that. And it kind of like, that's what flipped my mindset of like, you're just partying all the time. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, he was going to college, like in Cal Poly, Pomona. He was gonna be like a freaking engineer. He would have been the fucking most amazing like adult like ever, dude. Because he was a beam of energy, like it was everyone was drawn to him. He was amazing. He was an amazing drummer, and just one too many one night, and it was just kind of like that was it.
Yeah.
So it was like that. Being in the hospital room when the life left his body, dude, and just it flatlined was just like that moment for me where I was like,
It's life changing.
yeah, it was gut wrenching, dude. So it was that, and I was like, I gotta change.
That's tough, man. Well, I appreciate you opening up and being vulnerable, and it's hard to hear. A lot of us go through some similar situations, and it's powerful to kind of hear kind of the things that change people, and I can resonate. Which we'll talk about another time. Today's about you, but obviously proud of you for getting to where you are now.
Yeah.
Super excited to have you a part of the DAG family, and in terms of like what that looks like moving forward for you. One last thing I want to ask, because we talk about it so often, and you're going to start to hear a lot more, is we're very big on legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone has their own idea and picture of what they want their legacy to be, and that comes top down from being an Afro down to the rest of the team.
Mm-hmm.
And I have my own perspective and the things that I want to accomplish and be remembered for when I'm on my deathbed. When you can kind of foreshadow into the future, long down the road, when it's almost all said and done for Gabe Ortiz, what would you like your legacy to be, and how do you want people to remember you?
I'm gonna try and say this without crying.
It's all good. I got you, man. Vulnerable, man.
Just my boys, dude. Like knowing that I did everything within my power while I was here to give them the life that I never had. And that's like the deepest, like most gut wrench, like at the end of the day, every day, I want like my kids to just be able to like look at me and be like proud that I'm their father. And that is, I mean, whether it's, real estate or just being present for them, and I feel like that at the end of the day, like grandkids, great grandkids, like whatever the future holds for me, like cool, I just want to be there for them, to feed them, with like 18-year-old Gabe, just like, dude, you're worth it.
Yeah.
So that is my thing to them every single day. Dude,
You're worth it.
Dude, you're worth it. You're worth whatever. You can do whatever the hell you want to do it. And
You got this, bro. You got this, man.
I will be the loudest person on the sideline cheering, right? And
Love that.
that's my mindset, right? Like we're so blessed to be in this industry where it's like you can go and work for 4, 5, 6 hours, be on showings, like break, get the boys, like do hang out with them, do whatever we need to do, and then go back and do work more, or just kind of chill with them. I just feel like it's being in real estate is such a blessed life, especially when you have kids and like you can feed into them and be there for them constantly. Like I'm gonna be a freaking chaperone at a field trip at the zoo.
Dude, I love that, man.
And I'm like, I'm obviously not like the most normal looking father, but it's like
You're the cool dad, though.
my kid's pumped, I'm like, dude, that's all that matters,
That's amazing, bro.
So so that would be the legacy that I want.
I love
like,
that.
dude, like I'm just our name living on, right?
Dude, that's so amazing, man.
So-
I appreciate you for opening up and being vulnerable, and it's exciting to see, it's exciting to hear about, and you're an incredible dude, and we've only had you for a short time, but we already love you.
Love that.
And we can't wait to kind of see where you go and grow, not only with the team, but also personal life, personal family.
Yes, heck yeah.
So thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Obviously, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Well, we have a lot more to go, but it's definitely super exciting.
We'll run it back.
We're just getting
years,
started.
so that's it.
Thank you guys for joining another episode of DAG Life Podcast. I'll see you next time.